Hello creatives, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be the second to last video in my 12 Designs of Christmas series across time. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all the videos so far. If you have not seen them, I'll leave a playlist somewhere on the screen and also down in the description. And today, if you couldn't tell by my attire and the title, we're gonna be making ugly Christmas sweaters. But we're gonna be making ugly Christmas sweaters 2010 style, because today we're in the year 2010, the decade between 2010 and 2020. It is literally the technological era. Tech boom is like happening. It started in 2000s, continuing on in 2010, and a lot of games came out. I believe Minecraft came out 2009, 2010-ish, but it really ramped up until after 2010. You also had The Sims was still going. You also had some new things coming out. Angry Birds went viral, if any of you remember that game. And then we also had a few other things come out too, like what we're on today, the Apple iPad. Not this, well, was it this one? May have been this one. Not entirely sure, but the Apple iPad first released in I believe it was 2010 itself. Yes, 2010 itself, Apple iPad was released. By the way, I added a little bit to my decor for these last two videos. What do you guys think? I think it's coming along really nicely. During the year from 2010 to 2020, the content creator era really boomed, especially as it got closer to 2014. There was so much focus on cameras, and if any of you remember, the infamous Selfie was like a craze. I mean, it is still a little bit, but I mean, it really started off during this time between 2010 and 2020. So we're gonna dive a little bit more into that, and we're gonna make a fun little selfie Christmas sweater, which I think is gonna be really cute. I do have my iPad right here. I've done all these videos on the iPad this year. If you guys haven't seen my other 12 Designs of Christmas playlists, I will leave them in the description box down below as well. So let's dive into Illustrator. I have a template of a Christmas sweater just to guide us. This is something I created myself. It is almost to scale. It's not quite, but it's almost to scale. So let's get into creating our Christmas sweater here. So let's start with the iPad, because I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm just gonna lock my base layer because we're not gonna do anything to that really. Well, hang on. Let me duplicate these shapes first off, because I do want to change the color. Drag and drop, there we go. I do want to keep it more techy, but also Christmassy. So I think I might do blue and green. That seems very techy, that seems cool. Okay, so let's do some stripe lines actually. We don't need the stroke outline now that we're designing here. And try and match this shape that I made earlier. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have some rectangles of shapes here across the middle. All right, now for the Apple iPad, the first iPad, oh my gosh, you guys remember? Yeah, the first Apple iPad was definitely very rounded rectangle, kind of silver color, because you know they were all about silver. Very rounded edges. I'm gonna duplicate this shape, and then I'm gonna duplicate it again. Now, during this time, between 2010 and 2020, a lot of new careers in design was going on. So there was a lot of new avenues for designers and graphic designers to take, especially with like UI and UX design, which was coming into prominence at this time because everyone needed to be able to design for these new applications and games that were coming out, especially in the digital phone era, which is basically what this was. And that led to a lot more career paths for designers. So that's why I kind of wanted to do like this technologically based Christmas sweater. Mainly because it's fun and also because, you know, it's appropriate for the time. Okay, and then we have those little markers on each end here. So I'm gonna just take my square tool, and usually the markers in cameras are either white or yellow, but because everything is like white, gray, and blue right now, I kind of want to do yellow. So let's pull it over. Let's do a cool yellow. And I have it on the stroke. I'm realizing that this was too long, so just straighten it up. Duplicate it, flip it, bring it over here. Take both of these, duplicate, flip. You all know by now that I always like to duplicate things whenever possible to save myself a whole bunch of time. And some of the typography that was used here was like Bebas New started to become really prominent, Railway font, and a few others. Like there was quite a few others during this time, but Bebas New was like the big one. So for the selfie part, I know we haven't finished this sweater exactly, but I have the iPad down, and then I kind of want to do like cameras, tripods, and such like that. Maybe, oh, you know what? iTunes was really big during this time, and I think the iPod Nano or iPod Classic was around this time too. So I may make one of those to go down here or something, or to go down the arms or whatever. I'm gonna put a new layer on here, and then let's see if I have a Bebas New font. Let's see, do I even have Bebas New in here anymore? Oh, Open Sans was another one. Oh, that I just remembered. Open Sans was another font family that grown in popularity during this time and was coming out during this time as well. They have a new Bebas New Pro. Wow. All right. Oh my gosh, there's so many in here. What? When did this happen? This must be brand new because I did not know that this was like... We'll do extra bold. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. Bebas New Pro, expanded extra bold. Apparently they created a whole bunch more of these. I did not know. The tracking in between letters a bit wider just because it's a Christmas sweater and we need the letters to be a little bit far apart. Now this iPad might be actually too big, but I think I'm gonna do, should I do tripods next? I think I'm gonna do tripods next. Tripods might actually be fun because cameras are gonna be a bit intricate, so I'm gonna save that till last. I don't think I'm gonna keep this as tight together. Let's do that, I think. That's a bit better. I might do like cameras on either side of this. I think that would be really cute. All right, tripods. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. All right, tripods, here we go. Do a new layer. Now, tripods, I'm probably gonna make these silver because everything's been black so far. So let's just do silver. Let's lock that layer. I keep selecting things and I keep forgetting to lock my layers. Okay. I'm gonna take that selection of that silver color that we have, and we're gonna create some tripods. Luckily, I am looking at two tripods right in front of me, so this is gonna be easy peasy. Tripod here, leg, gonna be super easy. 1, 2, 3, flip it. Always duplicate whenever possible. The tripod, there are, sorry, I'm just looking at my tripods. There are some gadgets on top. Take everything, select it on the layer, group it together, duplicate it, bring it over here, They also had PlayStation 4, and I think Instagram came out during this time period as well. Didn't Instagram come out in like 2014 or something? Something happened with Instagram during this time, and there was also the release of Adobe Creative Cloud. So let's do cameras now that we have this going. Let's do some cameras. Cameras are going to be a little bit tricky just because there's so much to cameras. I'm going to start off with black, and luckily I have two cameras here. If you don't know, I filmed this with two cameras. I have two cameras to look at, and I'm gonna just round off the edges because cameras have rounded edges for the most part here for the lens. Do another layer. That one's gonna be black. Do another layer. I'm just duplicating the same shape over and over and over again, really. Navy blue color, plus I'm gonna choose like a lighter color blue, only because there are lights, reflections in the lens. There we go, camera. What do you guys think? I think it's cute. I think it's quite cute. I'll do like a little white box over here for like the name on the camera and such. All right, so that's our camera. Very, very simple camera, I might add, but there it is. Duplicate this camera. I'm gonna select everything on the layer, tap on the layer, group it all together, duplicate, take them again, duplicate them down here. Oh, I wonder if I should make this Selfie font like green. Shall we do a nice green? I think that's quite cute actually. Shall we do like the box thing like we did here? Shall we like put it throughout the, I think we should. You know what, let's do that. What are those things called? Does anyone know? Is it I'm coming up blank. Is that the focus thing? I'm just gonna call it a focus box. I know someone is gonna tell me what it is or scream it in the comments or something, but I'm just coming up blank at the moment, so sorry guys. There we go. I'll make like a fun pattern out of this. Alright, so here's an instance where I can use the repeat option here, the repeat tool, and I could do a grid repeat. Oh my goodness, okay. It went for it. Alright, there we go. So now we have our pattern. I'm going to select it, duplicate it of course, and bring it down to the bottom so that we can have it on the bottom too. Alright, so there is this so far, and now we're going to do like the iPods. This is looking very different from my Christmas sweater that I have on today, but you know, it's called an ugly Christmas sweater for a reason. For the classical Apple iPod, I do believe they were either silver or white, or did they come in multiple colors? I'm not entirely sure. I never had one, so don't quote me exactly, but I know they were big, and then it had the big like round slider thing that you slide your thumb around in a circle, and then it had a button in the middle. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna duplicate that, bring it in, bring it up. I think it's gray. And then there is a button in the center. I know it's probably white, so I'm gonna do a white button on top of this one. I think this one might be slightly too big because there's supposed to be something around the outer edge. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate it, tap, hold, slide to either direction for that. Yeah, I think that's more accurate. There we go. Our Apple iPod, the classic. That's a bit big. Let's go into the layer, tap the layer. Again, group it. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller just so it can fit on the arm as like a pattern. Duplicate it down, grid repeat. Whoa, that's a lot. I'm gonna give it a lot of space and then give it some more space down. There we go. And in the properties panel, you can go into this circular arrow and you can rotate it. There we go. And then we need more space this way between them. Do like a 350 maybe. Whoa, maybe 352. I take this and duplicate it, flip it. Can you tell I like that process? And there you go. Let me make the background a darker color for you all. That way we can see it. This is our Merry Selfie Ugly Christmas sweater. What do you guys think? I would totally wear this. I hope you all enjoyed this video, learning a little bit more about art history and even a little bit of technological history and typography history as well. And go ahead and check out the rest of those videos if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my last video of this series for the year 2020. See you soon, creatives.